I will go to the left, but that's the point guard is on the same team. That's what y'all want to do.
What's all good?
Yeah, let's go all point guard. I gotta guard the big man. God damn.
Yo guys, this is Jared, aka the Saint of Sins on Xbox Live, bringing you some NBA 2K13 Blacktop gameplay featuring Mello and WyzaNow. You know, that other guy that helped form GameFaceStudios. Wait, things seem a bit different. Didn't have my usual intro, the background music is new. Oh. What's going on with you GameFaceStudio viewers? In case you couldn't make it out in my intro, my name is Jared, and I'm only partially sane. You can find me on YouTube at American Nightmare 76, all one word. I'm sure links will be in the description. If you'd like to follow me on the Twitter machine, which I wouldn't understand why anyone would, my username there is MoralVirus, again, all one word. And on Xbox Live, my gamertag is, as I say at the start of every video in my intro, Saint of Sins. Yes, that's also all one word. Got all that? No? That's always the case. You might be wondering just who this white boy is. Firstly, fuck you. I'm partially Puerto Rican on my mother's side of the family. I say partially because I don't know jack shit about the culture, nor do I speak a lick of Spanish, so the only bit of me that qualifies as being Puerto Rican would be genetics. How's that for a technicality? But yeah, I'm one of the newest additions to GameFaceStudios. You might be asking how and why. Let's get into that a bit, shall we? Firstly, I've been doing this YouTube thing on and off since 2005. I decided to go in the direction of gameplay commentaries sometime last year, and only got things started back in February, and seem to be making a mark for myself within the community. If only for the fact that most people have gotten to know me through my graphic design work. I joined up with GameFaceStudios sometime last month, mostly for graphic design, but eventually Wyza and Carter decided I should be allowed to upload videos to the community channel. Wyza being a big component to my being here right now. Yeah, that's right, I'm a Wyza guy. No, I didn't intend for that to sound like a pun, and no amount of apologizing is going to get me out of my newfound home in the doghouse. What should you expect from me on my channel and here on GFS? Well, those are two different questions, really. For my channel, I like to focus on my overall production values and not so much on the gameplay. One of the main things I'm looking to carve out for myself within this community is my devotion and love of baseball. So if you check out my channel, expect two things: a random barrage of gameplay that I hope will just be entertaining, as well as my never-ending talk about all things baseball related. As for what to expect from me here on GFS, well, I certainly want to help out the community grow, and of course, have many of its contributing members grow with it. Content-wise, I'm probably going to be extremely random, posting up a lot of online gameplays, if only for the fact that competitive gameplay can be far more interesting and entertaining. So if I have a really good online game, I'll bump that up to the top of the list of things I should be uploading here every week. And yes, I'm going to be uploading here every week. I'll soon be that rash you can't figure out how to get rid of during your scalding hot shower, but are far too embarrassed to tell your mother exists. If I sound familiar to a few of you, then it's because I've been a part of some of the streams both here on GameFaceStudios as hosted by IpodKingCarter and WyzaNow, as well as a few of Carter's streams on his own channel. I'm usually the residential comment reading monkey, which I'm not sure is a step up from being the graphics monkey. Well, can't dwell on that now. A bit more about me and my style. I tend to try and balance off between topics and actually commenting upon the gameplay. Like right now, as I'm trying to introduce myself to you all, I would break away to comment about how Mello scooped up a rebound only to get stripped while trying to run around behind the arc. As well as point out that our 3-point lead would slowly begin to diminish thanks to empty possessions and poor defensive rotations. If you're new to my Blacktop gameplays, and odds are good you would be, this would be the part I tell you how, as a 6'9", 279-pound, back-to-basket power forward, my goal is to roam the paint and shut off any drives, as well as suck up boards as if my name were Heather Brooke.
Warning, GameFaceStudios, WyzaNow, XChaseMoney, Regular Dave, and IpodKingCarter do not condone nor agree with the comments made by American Nightmare 76. Please do not Google any names he may drop or advise you to search unless you are of legal consenting age. We now return you to this commentary.
Where was I in this commentary? Oh right, the setup for this game. Having just been playing a ton of games with K-Spade on his live stream, Wyza, Mello, and myself left so Spade and his friends could play with Shakedown 2012 and his crew to wrap up the stream. Still feeling like we had a few games left in us, Wyza, Mello, and myself started running a few private games with subs going into the wee hours of the morning. This was the first game I got to actually play where I wasn't matched up against Spinmaster Air Jones and his crazy athletic power forward. At least I assume it's an athletic build. But yeah, this isn't extremely typical of my game style on the Blacktop. I actually try to focus on just being a defensive presence in the paint and being a Dennis Rodman rebounding machine. For me, I'm having a great game if my rebound figures are what pop out as being the highlight of my game, and if I can squeeze in a block here and there, then I'm golden. Instead, for this game, I got to touch the ball offensively a lot more than I did the entire night I was live on the stream, and actually felt I could make my moves without drawing instant double teams or be swiped at the entire time I was backing up into the paint. Although, to be fair, most of my points would come as second chance looks. I did almost everything I needed to do. I had the size in the paint, I contested shots to the best of my ability, I limited certain drives, I pulled down some good boards to keep a possession from being empty, and I wasn't missing a shot, so far. Typically I would be happy with the balance of my team versus a group of point guards. To me, a point guard, small forward, and power forward or center make for a tremendous unit on the Blacktop. You get one small player who generates the offense by moving the ball around, one athletic big who can crash the boards and facilitate the offense by being the main scoring option, and one big who adds strength underneath to provide even more rebound support. Unfortunately in this game, it doesn't work out so well, if only because our playstyles weren't meshing together. Also, those defensive rotations I was talking about earlier, yeah, those stunk because we weren't calling out switches. I'm going to chalk that one up to it being a really friendly game overall, and the fact that it was like 4 in the morning. Dementia was probably starting to settle in for everyone at that point. Anyway, I opted to go with this footage for 2 reasons. 1, it was a good highlight for me offensively, and 2, because Wyza still managed to school me to prevent this from being just a one-sided affair. So on one hand, I feel like I need to apologize, while on the other, I feel as though maybe I should be the one receiving an apology. Fat chance to either option. So yeah, you might be wondering why I'm so down on this team when we've either had a lead or have been able to protect a lead for stretches of plays at a time. Well, the reason is our finish. I could tell from the start that we weren't going to have a strong finish once I realized I was getting so many touches to score, and because our defense was beginning to break down with bad rotations. The speed of the all point guard team was going to kill me around the perimeter, and they started taking advantage of that once they saw the breakdowns. Their communication was on point once Wyza figured out who was on his team and started dictating the pace of the game. My only hope to keep the team afloat was to try and turn my touches into assists, something I had been doing the entire night, and to get as many rebounds as I could, both to leave them with empty possessions and to keep my team's possessions alive. This meant I was going to have to rely upon my teammates to take more jump shots, and make those jump shots. If not, I had to be the one cleaning up the boards, otherwise we'd be eating the loss. Somewhere during this game I just started misplaying rebounds, pulling myself out of position or occasionally being boxed out. In the end, speed beat out balance, and there's no pretty stat line when your name is under the L column. That's going to do it for me, GameFaceStudio viewers. I'll see you guys around. Peace.